unsure about your future? Are you lonely? I know I was there at one point. But I'm going to tell you how I bought my happiness. You know, maybe it was interesting because I finished school, I was talented, I went to another school and excelled. And everything around me was pretty perfect. But I was maybe thinking too highly of myself or too selective about the jobs. And I knew I'd be more unhappy with a regular job than be unhappy without the job. So, and the friends, as soon as the school was finished, the friends drifted away. So I was getting into more of a solitude. My parents were pretty supportive, so they gave me just enough to survive. And then I knew I wanted to be something, creative and interesting, but I didn't really know what to do. So I began to obsess about my immediate needs. Is consumption all I can do? So I would just consume these things, and it would not lead into any production or profit. It would just lead into more dissipation. I was being really critical of myself. Once again, I began to obsess about food and drinking and sleeping and smoking. And then I gave up. I gave in doing anything productive. I said, I'll just see how far I could go. I'll buy everything that I wanted right away of anything, any relationships to things. I was never really into any luxurious goods or physical comfort. So I started buying what I needed the most. Friends. It started out pretty innocently. I bought two tickets to a concert. But my only friend, bailed out. So I put an advertisement up on the Craigslist saying, I have a free ticket. I'm not looking for a date. So among about a dozen of emails that I got, I picked one out of random. And I was really happy that the seat next to me was not empty. The next day, I put more advertisement up saying, I want to rent out friends. I got many replies. How it went through is interesting. We would meet for an interview, and then if we think that we can be friends, we would make a contract to meet for 3 or 5 times. We would do what friends would usually do. Go to cheap place to eat, just walk around, or watch movies. I would rent out friends in groups. I would pay every one of them to have me with them. Soon, I was renting out lovers. Some I rented out just to go out on a date. Some I rented them just to sleep with. The professional escorts, they knew how to deal with people like me, but the amateurs, we had some little bit of awkward moments. But the birthday of my birthday of that year, I invited 8 or 9 friends, all of whom were rented out. But I made promise with them that they will not tell other friends that they are rented out. I had the best time of my life since coming to the city. I was walking around the Wall Street trying to find something to eat, and then I saw this man wearing a picket. In the front it said, "We'll do anything for money." On the back it said, 25 years of experience in finance, family-oriented guy, very ethical, very dedicated to the work, looking for anything for money. Around him, there are a bunch of these Wall Street boys, walking fast, talking loudly into the air with their cell phones and sipping their coffee. It's interesting, but they both seem to lack something, and it was shared in their face. And I was thinking, maybe I want to start buying professional relationship. I want to become professional. So I went to the guy in the picket and said, "Hey, I will buy you a professional relationship with me." So when we meet, we will do what professionals would do. We will meet for coffee, talk about our job, non-existent work, talk about boss and colleagues, or talk about vacation plans. And then we spend time to write each other emails as if we really have some business going on. That was very interesting, and I started buying more of these relationships. Something clever that I did is that I met my fake friend before meeting this professional friend. And I was telling my professional friend about my fake friends, and vice versa. So I was feeding a story of a fake friend to another fake friend. And soon the words got around. I became this very busy and interesting guy with a lot of things going on. So people started contacting me, trying to buy my friendship. But I refused. It would just make my transaction a little bit more complicated. I just concentrated on buying more of these relationships. Something clever and something important that I learned around this time is the best way to buy something is to forget that you're paying for it. Think of it as a free gift or one-time offer. Just use it, and then you'll be happy. Soon, I was getting invited to these cool parties with artists in the outskirts of the city, and then I'll bring these friends to my fancy professional friends' dinner parties in their homes, and it was going good. I spent little time alone, just on the taxi from one side of town to another side of town. My phone was completely busy all the time. And around that time, my bank balance was hitting rock bottom. Around that time, I realized that I became a perfect mediator of friendship and a dealer of happiness. I was making a lot of money, I was meeting a lot of people, and I was completely happy. This is how I bought my happiness. I started my company, Fair Exchange. In Fair Exchange, you can buy or sell any relationship to anything, anyone, anytime, anywhere. I would like to tell you about one of our key products. We live your life for you, so you don't have to live your life. It's simple as that. I'll get into the details in a bit. Some people like to think of us as an alternative to an insurance because it's a product that prepares you for the future. But no, we don't like being compared to the insurance companies because they only pay you after a mischievous event. On the contrary, we provide an event for you upon payment. I like to think of us as an all-win lottery where our customers know that they will be the winner. We also like to think of us as a life consulting company. Just like a business consulting, we are the experts in finding out how is the best way to live your life without you. Well, it's a very special product. The cost is a bit too much, but it's worth it, which is all of your life's possession, relationship, identity, history, memory. Sales are final and refund is impossible. I would like to walk you through one of our typical customer, Adam. Adam contacted us and said this is what he needs and this is what he does in his life. He has to call his parents 4 times. No, he calls his parents once a week and send them gifts 4 times in a year, each time spending about $400. And then when they ask him to come visit them for the holidays, they say, no, the work is too busy, I'll come next year. He calls his ex-wife about once a month send them money, and then send gifts to the son about 3 times a year, each time spending about $250. And then he talks to the ex-wife about what to get for the son, because that's about all they talk about for the past few years. And then he added one thing interesting, which is waitress. Around his work, there's a coffee bar. He goes there every day, and then orders a single shot Americano, and then gives the waitress a $5 tip. So these were his requests, and these were what he had to offer. He makes about $90,000 a year, $300,000 in savings, and some stocks. We did some calculations, and we thought it might be a fair exchange for our company and then for him. So we made it fair. So our agents followed him for about a week, recording every detail of his life, understanding his relationship with the things and people around him. This is how our company works. A customer meets our agent. Agent follows the customer around. He analyzes the customer's life, and then fragments it to small bits of tasks. So for Adam's case, we needed to get a voice actor to talk to the parents. We needed a body double to go to the coffee shop. We also needed some professional bloggers to keep on his blog when he disappears. So we outsourced these labor to freelance workers in order to replace him. Our customer becomes transparent, but he does exist on paper and to the people around him. It is rare, but some people want to buy their life back. You know, we are a fair company, so we respect every one of our customers' needs. But we are also a profit-making company, so we sell bits of our customers' life to other companies or other individuals, as long as we can keep the promise intact. Naturally, the bits of life that have any value to our customer might be of interest to other customers as well. Let's say somebody wants to call Adam's wife once a month, or become the guy who goes to his work and works for him. That happens. In that case, they can't buy their life back in total. Sam's return. Sam was one of our first customers too. He returned after about 3 years. He looked a bit older, a little bit weary. He asked to look at the files of his life. We keep meticulous, detailed reports of our exchanges and transactions. He was in the office for a few hours. He came out. I think he actually wanted to buy his life back and was hoping that some catastrophe has happened because of his absence. But everything was in working order. Nothing changed. He seemed a bit disappointed. Then he said thank you to our agents. And then he went up to become transparent again. So if you want to become transparent and want our company to live your life for you, please contact us anytime, anywhere.